So we'll start now. Let's work with what our goal is today. So number one, we are going to create hotkeys. We are going to create hotkeys for entries, exits, for entries, but in the positions as codes. The other objective is go over the recap how to do it properly or how to improve what is missing. And I think we should make things very easy. Sometimes when we have multiple goals, we're not able to achieve it. So we should have not a lot. Let's just simplify it to two. Number one, I think you need to find some sort of systematic improvements. So find some sort of systematic approach where you know long-term edges there. Number two, I'm being a hypocrite, but I really want you to stop doing shorting above VWAP.
Like at all?
We will take a look at your recap, and we'll see how much of your losses are coming from you shorting above VWAP after 11 or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, no, after 11, something like that makes a lot more sense.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Shorting above VWAP is good, and then maybe keep shorting below VWAP or close or cycle, even though there is no range. There is no range. We will determine this by looking at the charts. So that's our goal for today. Is there anything you want to add?
I guess maybe some sort of entry criteria we could explore because that way, I mean, I know above WeWap, after 11 is no for sure. But other than that, maybe I'm playing around with a few things like red bars, consecutive red bars. Is just I don't see like I guess custom value. I don't see the time. Oh, 1 minute bar. Okay, got it. Okay, so yeah, I guess I'll play around with that and I'll kind of form my own conclusion with that. But I need to determine an entry criteria because it's a bit random right now, right? Like you said, for me.
The issue with that is everybody has a different variable, different mindset, trading style, and also things work in a different segment. The best thing, the reason why we do the Sunday recap and we look over the charts, perhaps we should go slowly at it, but ideally you want to print off all of the charts that had super fade and see what they had in common.
I'll
So
do that.
if you see them, so there's traders that do that on a daily basis, and that's their kind of recap, to be honest. They print it off and they just take a look and they're like, what does this have in common consistently? And you'll find that it tends to repeat itself.
Okay, I'll do that. Done.
So let's do this. So I'm gonna give you there's these hot buttons you can make. Do you have hot buttons in your level 2?
Yeah, but they're just for. I do have hot buttons on my level 2.
Okay, perfect.
But they're not for any orders. They're not for anything to do with the montage. It's just for dilution tracker and like dot twits, news filter, stuff like that. Yahoo
Okay.
Finance.
Okay, so I am sending you this in there. The default is 40. It's just 40 or 100, and just adjust it, change it. I have it on Notepad. When we share things in Discord, it gets changed. So you go into the code and you change so this is for testing purposes, but if you change the 40 into whatever your R is, it will adjust that. What it does is it cancels all the orders in that ticker, and then let's say you put in that your stop should be 28, 30%, 32%. You find that price, you put it on the price, you press this button. One is shorting at ask, one is shorting and between the bid and ask. And basically, once it fills, it will put on the stop.
Okay, and I just adjust where it says 05 to 40 or whatever I want it to be.
So it says share equal 40 divided by price. So change that to whatever your R is, and then that's what it would do. So that's number one taken care of. So if you have a setup that you're like, hey, I'm not comfortable with this, but I think there's a lot of edge in this wide stop setup, don't let anybody say anything else. If the data says that it's working, and make sure your slippage is at like 12% of the PNL. If there's money there, then money there. Just let them make money. So is there any questions about that?
No, I'll play around with it. I think when the market opens or on a sim. I don't know if I have a sim on this prop account, but
No, we
I'll
don't
play
have
around
some.
with it with small shares on when the market opens, and
Yeah,
if there's any issues, I'll adjust whatever I need to adjust.
Yeah.
But I have like the template now.
yeah. Make the hot buttons today, and then we'll move forward.
Yeah, I already made it. It's already on my montage.
Perfect. Okay, now the second. Let me screen share so that we can.
Okay.
go over. And by the way, I genuinely appreciate you being very open-minded and open to criticisms, and it's very good. So what is our goal? Our goal is to try to take a look at where did you lose a lot of money and what we can do to offset it. Elab, and then you made on Zenab. Okay, so let's just find that first. It's just like I said, it's always the one time you attempt cover,
Mhm.
and then you don't re-enter, you don't nothing,
Mhm.
and then I guess we'll take a look at the losers. I'm making these notes, and you can correct me, or if you find new variables, find it. Let me know. So right now you're at 1130 above VWAP attempts, and you cover it up. Okay. EIQ, it's decent. 1015 attempt, waited for backside, waited for failed breakout, good entry below VWAP, good. Okay. ELAB above VWAP. I mean, this is good. And then
Yeah, this one hurt a lot, man. My stop was like I should have had it wider. I don't know why I didn't.
Well, because it's not a you're okay. Here's a very interesting concept. This is gonna sound like very childish and weird, but let's say you find a setup that has a 78% accuracy,
Mhm.
and let's say that you are risking high of the day, or you are risking, no, forget 78 because that's realistic. Let's make it realistic. Let's say 55%. And you are risking high of the day or view up out of. Now, for each time each time we guess within the parameters, that actually reduces our accuracy. So let's say that if you're short here, let's say you're able to define this setup, which you should be able to in Flash sometime soon, very soon. So this is a failed breakout, and then you risk the high of the day. The accuracy is very high. But then if you're risking, let's say you enter here and you risk this area. Let's say you enter here because you're like, hey, it's below VWAP, it's a new setup, and I'm risking this.
Mhm.
If this setup variable was a 55% accuracy, by you having micro structure as risk, and then you have 1 entry, 2 entry, 3 entry, basically you're reducing your accuracy from 55% to like 20%. So this is the one thing that a lot of traders get wrong. They like to think that a lot of traders blew up and are not here because there was a period when structure was a bit clean. So when it goes below here, they would add size and they would be risking this high, right? So they're like, hey, I'm going to structure in when it works, I make 20, 30x. Sure, it works once in a while, but what happens is if this whole setup risking the high of the day was 55, but by us risking the previous structure, you're reducing your accuracy massively. The more entries you have, the more exits you have. You kind of, from a bigger picture point of view, you're reducing it. So if you add here, you add here, you add here, then you basically reduce your accuracy. So the same concept here, like, oh, it's below VWAP, it's pushed up, everybody should be bagged and it's going to go down. Yeah, but then you're like, I'm going to risk the high of the day, and boom, you get stopped out. Or sorry, the VWAP above a little bit, I'm going to get stopped.
Mhm.
So that's something we have to be. I think I got off tangent, but my point was you're trading above VWAP, you're shorting, you're fighting it, and you're still kind of doing this, which is, I guess, could be good. I don't know.
I
So the
didn't
problem-
get back in, which I should have, right? Would you think I should have got back in on that when it kind of flushed down and then came back up above like $3 or?
I think that's a bit hindsight. Unless if you have data to prove that you should be shorting this, then you should. But usually, if stock is like doing something like this at 11, if you take this trade over 100,000 period times, I don't know if it would give you a positive expected value.
Yeah, I agree.
Because if they're using dilution to dump, then that's it. So this here, okay, it's good. You're waiting for. I could see your concept of waking backside. You're waiting for a lower low. Yeah. But it's like after 11:30.
I was a bit emotional there. Yeah, I realized once I kind of realized I was getting emotional. That's when I kind of stepped away.
Yo,
And this
get-
was just I don't know
get-
what this was, man.
Get rid of midday runners. Honestly.
Yeah.
Get rid of midday runners. Okay, so what patterns have we noticed? You're active above VWAP, not active below VWAP. Okay, that's that day. Let's take a look at here. Biggest lost APM, biggest gain PTIX. What's the trend here? What are you doing
Oh.
here? Is it above VWAP?
Above VWAP, yeah.
I mean, it's getting close to VWAP, so I could see you're trying to anticipate and.
And then anticipate it exactly, so I have a bit of a better average, so I can. I know subconsciously, I know what I'm thinking. Oh, I need more range to make back these cuts that I had, but Yeah, if I just waited till below VWAP, I could have risked higher the day, and I would have a better accuracy to get the fade and make my loss back instead of just fighting and making the loss bigger and bigger and bigger. I have to think like that, I think, right?
You need a system. You need a system, yeah. But you're above VWAP, you're shorting, and it's after 10:30. Like in here, I guess this is like when you're shorting this, I don't know what your risk is. Using all this range to, whereas if you were to short here, then it's below previous high. Like what's your risk in here at 350?
Yeah, probably high the day. Yeah, high the day.
High the day is
'Cause I'm
352.
I'm anticipating backside at that point because it's kind of I'm adding into it as it comes down, right?
What was the question?
What was my risk?
Yeah. So the higher the
So
day
you
looks
look-
like 352,
Yeah, 352. Yeah,
and you shorted 350.
you're looking at the 10 a.m. candle, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
In here, this one. 2 cents is your risk, or something like that.
Yeah,
Do you think that's guessing the top?
it is. It is 100%.
So that's just wasted money, in my opinion,
Yeah.
even if it works. But again, I don't know how that would work from a scalper point of view, but a lot of flaws in here. And I'm trying to think if it's hindsight. I don't know. It might be hindsight. I'm not sure.
Now that I'm kind of sorry.
I like this one because it's below this high of the day. So I personally like these entries. These are entries I would take, risking the high of the day. Like these, the bottom ones. And then I would risk this, and I would have gotten stopped out. I don't mind. Yeah. So this is your ticker max loss, and the last one you took a ticker max loss because it was above VWAP and you had multiple attempts. This is the same pattern 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
Do you wanted to say something?
No, it's okay. I forgot what it was.
Okay. This is good. So this is where my thought process would have been wrong, where it's like be active below VWAP and then really take it. I mean, as long as it's below VWAP, yeah. The same thing. Above
Yeah, I guess I
VWAP.
just got lucky there.
Bro, you didn't
This
get,
looks a lot like ELAB.
but it's the same thing here. Like you're shorting just because you entered, you think it's the top. Unless it's, I don't know, maybe it's okay with scalping, but it just, the way I trade is, we need to have a scalper on call too. This I think is bad overall. Maybe the entries here make
Yeah.
sense. Actually, I think I shorted this, did I not?
Yeah, you called out the
Yeah.
the fade on it.
No, I think I shorted, and this was where I shorted. Let me see.
I can't recall your chart on it. This was the day when everything was going crazy. AEMD, APM.
So this is below before 10. I think that's okay. That's acceptable. But okay, above VWAP, and this is. Oh, you did. Oh, you did cover into the. Is that one of your winners? Oh yeah, nice. Okay, okay. So this worked out. So the you were shorting it above VWAP before 11. Okay. So my personal rule, as you know, is like after 11, I don't short above VWAP. So your biggest
No,
loss.
I'm
Go
not
ahead.
doing that anymore for sure.
Yeah, APM. Yeah, so APM is your biggest loss, and your biggest gain is PTIX. Okay, let's look at this. Your biggest gain, LACE, and PFRX, LASE, PFRR. Oh, you took a loss on this? Look, below VWAP, you're not active at all.
Yeah, again. So can I just ask you a question before it slips my mind?
Sure.
In a scenario where something flushes below VWAP like that, it's a gapper. Right away, you're saying for the best accuracy, for the best results, I'm stopping high of the day. That makes sense, right? Because that wasn't what I was doing before. Before I was kind of just looking at where VWAP was and risking slightly above the structure, like roughly 10%, maybe even less. And I think that's what I was really doing wrong. But what do you think?
No, I think you're trying to mimic how I trade. My hold period, I don't scalp. I hold all day.
Okay.
So the best thing I can tell you is how I trade. For scalper, is VWAP above valid? Logically speaking, it makes sense for it to be.
Okay, because I was just trying to find a bit more systematic element to my exit, since it's becoming
Yeah, yeah.
something that's reoccurring over and over again, right? So maybe that could be a solution.
Yeah, I think if you were to, on Flash Research, if you were to use above VWAP as a stop, VWAP plus like 2%, or high of the day plus 1%, something as a stop, and
Yeah.
you could use that as a time frame aspect, and just put down if you were to short, if you were to do the same thing from 9:30 a.m. till 10:30 versus 9:30 a.m. till like all day, what does the P&L look like? Then you will see with your own eyes that which one makes sense, which one doesn't. So here, covered below, left it alone. So this was a green day, but was it a good green day? Honestly, I don't think
No.
so, because of your PFRX. You were red on that, but look at this thing. We should have made good money on that. This one was your biggest one, which is decent, I suppose. Covers in here.
Yeah, that one ended up fading hard too, so I missed another one on that. I stopped prematurely on the second reclaim.
It
The
faded
chart
much lower.
ends all the way
Yeah,
back. Yeah, yeah.
lower. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So this was a green day, but it was not a good green day.
Mhm.
So what would have been better? Be active below VWAP. Your biggest loser is ASBP long, and then VTAC long.
This was just emotional. It's just me being, yeah.
This is you took a loss in this?
It's because I switched
Oh.
long bias when it's just me making an emotional decision to go long when it went so far above VWAP like that.
Oh, okay, so these
Um,
must have been your stops
Yeah, and then I got back in.
as a short.
Mhm.
Well, you did good that you held into the close. Fighting above VWAP, okay. Anticipating the VWAP break. Above VWAP, above VWAP, above VWAP. And it's after 11. Same.
I'd save a lot of money avoiding 11 p.m. above VWAP. I'd save a lot of money.
Okay, so write that down as a rule and pin it. Don't short above VWAP after 11. If I was honestly you, bro, I would say fuck it, be extreme. Don't short above VWAP at all.
Okay.
Only till like 10 a.m. That's it. Nothing
Okay.
after. And when you're below VWAP, just be active below VWAP. Just scalp below VWAP. Like it's gonna be boring because you're not gonna have range. Because this is what you're gonna play with. Like you're gonna short here, you're gonna risk this, and then you're gonna cover here. Short here, risk this, cover here. Short this, cover this here. That's what you're gonna do. What if you try that? That's gonna be annoying, and I think if somebody watching you will probably be like, "What the heck? You're such a noob." But F them, you know.
Mhm.
Above VWAP, but it's before 10. Yeah. And then again, you're using microstructure rather than high.
I think that was one of my biggest issues was not setting the stop because it actually hits me now because how many times do they actually go back to the high? And I don't think it's many times. I think they usually just clear out like above VWAP for the most part, especially if there's like a big range.
BSLK.
Yeah, above VWAP for 11 p.m.
It's like we're fighting the ego to be like, this is a good hold. And this came from Sunday recap, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is good. So below VWAP, you're active. So here's the other thing that kind of pisses me off personally, to be forward. What is your risk in here? What are you risking? Okay, that looks cool. What's your risk?
I think the tape just stalled. Whenever it kind of does that, my risk is slightly above high of the day. It's not much higher than high of the day.
Okay. So that means you're using your own judgment guessing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't you think that will fuck you up when excuse my language, when your confidence
Yeah.
is low? Because you're
It
making
will,
a decision. What if you were to zero, let's make an assumption that this is 100 shares, hypothetically.
Mhm.
You risk, if your stop was 2 cents, you should have had 10,000 shares, something crazy, and you're risking like 2 cents, 3 cents, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is this is feeding our emotion that we are right, we are correct. And that's when we get emotional. But if you were to risk, so in here, hypothetically, if the correct sizing would have been 10,000 shares, because you're risking 2 cents, we're a genius, we're able to guess the top. But the reality is it's not 10,000 shares we take, we probably end up taking like 200. But hypothetically, when you enter here, you have a defined risk. This was the high, it went up, it failed breakout, and it's below VWAP. In here, now you can confidently risk 1 hour. You can confidently risk 1 hour. So in here, let's say it's 16 that you entered and your stop is 17. You're risking $1. Bro, on a $1 risk, you would have made $6. So you would have made 6R, hypothetically, 6R. And exact same execution, but if you didn't have this. And this is without your ads in here. And let's see how much you made in here. 1.3R. So this stuff is very toxic in my honest opinion.
Yeah.
Top ticking is very, very toxic. There's no way. You like to think that your stop is 2 cents. Your stop is not 2 cents. You're not gonna, you take that trade over 100,000 times. You think you're gonna stop every single time for 2 cents?
No, because sometimes it just rips up so fast. You didn't have time to put in a stop or a hard stop, and it might not even hit your hard stop depending on, the float and the slip trade, stuff like that.
And then there's also times that we are the problem as human beings. We will it will go back to that 2 cents right above, and then it'll be like, oh, this is heavy, I'm gonna give it a few seconds. And then all of a sudden it goes 10 cents against you. And if you're taking a bigger size, because it's like really tight stop, then you can freeze. Overall, this is really bad. This here would have made you 6R. If you covered here, 5, 6R. And if you had ads here, this would have been like an 8R or something crazy.
Wait. So you mean if I put my full size on that VWAP break around 10:15, risk high of the day, and just kind of left it on, it would have been 6R, right?
Isn't that what you did?
But if that's what I did, it would have been. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Okay, look, do the math.
Okay.
Let's say it's 16 and your stop is 17. How much are you risking?
Yeah.
$1?
Uh huh.
What's 16 minus 10?
6.
Six. So you
Okay.
risk one and you made six.
Wow. Okay. Oh my goodness.
So that's a 6R. Am I
Yeah.
wrong?
No, you're right.
Now imagine you added another R here. You have like freaking 8 entries here. But imagine you added another R from 13 and you're risking 15. So that's a 6R. And then let's act as a new trade. So this is 2 cents and then you make 3. So you risk 1R. You entered at 14. Let's say you added, 13 and you added risked 15. That's $2. And then you risk, and then you covered at 10. This probably went lower, I don't remember. So in here you risked another R and then you made 1.5R. So if you risk 1R, that's another 1.5R. 6R from here to here, and then 1.5R add on top, so that's like 7.5R.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my goodness.
So don't top tick.
And I wouldn't have done all that other stuff in the beginning. What do you think? I know it's hindsight, but like, how do you
No.
think you would have approached
This is
like
valid.
entering the stock? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
In my opinion, it's below VWAP, it's below. No? You don't think so?
Yeah. No, I know. I think so. I just wanted to see what you thought, right? Because what you are saying right now is actually is resonating with me, because I think one of my biggest issues is where I kind of put my size on and where I put my stop. So you're kind of giving me a clearer picture of where to do that.
The problem here is, as an operator, don't take it personal. You're a good trader, but as an
Oh, I don't.
operator, you're at times, given your trading, you are the problem. So
I agree, yeah.
if you are the problem, why are you taking more charge? Why are you making more decisions by yourself? Why don't you let system dictate that, right? Because
Yeah.
you have to make the decision and you have to be right on this part. But if you enter here, it's no longer about you being right. It's about other people guessing the top, and then you were just guessing that that structure is valid. So if this was going to go super parabolic, it shouldn't have reclaimed this high, because this is a high, right?
Yeah.
It went above and it went down. So everybody here that longed from here all the way to here, if you look at the VWAP volume, it's a big chunk of volume, people.
Yeah.
Everybody that longed from here, at this point, they're like, hey man, there's no new buyers coming because it has to go higher.
Yeah.
So in here, you're not guessing. As an operator, you could get in we're always supposed to be in a good level head, but you could get in a fight with your siblings, family, wife, even though I know you don't have a wife, kids, but hypothetically, your emotions and your feelings and there's less of us involved when we let other people guess the top, and you can position size very good accordingly. So that the button that I gave you, again, it's going to change your trading style. Your trading is not like that, but you could press that button and then it will fill you. You could just put 16 to whatever this high was, 1606. What's that VWAP? Boom, it fills you, puts the stop there.
Okay.
We shouldn't do a lot today, by the way. We should just focus on the things that we said. So BLSK was the issue. You should print. This might hurt you negatively. Actually, no, we shouldn't.
No, it won't hurt me negatively.
No, because the thing is, when you're in a bad mental state, try not to
I'll put
focus
this on my wall and just look at it.
No.
What
You'll-
not
you'll-
to do.
Yeah, that is a suggestion. Or,
Make it my background on my desktop.
but the problem is, I don't want you to soak in negativity. When you soak in negativity, you're gonna feel some type of way.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm actually more optimistic after this discussion. To be honest with you, I feel a lot more clear-headed.
But the
So-
thing is, you knew this beforehand, so I don't want to sugarcoat bullshit stuff for you.
I
You
know,
knew that
I
you
know,
shouldn't
I
be
know.
shorting above VWAP, but you do.
But I just didn't know that, because where I was putting my stop a lot of times, because even if I did get short on a VWAP break, right, I would put my stop right above, and a lot of times I lost not a lot of money, but like small cuts accumulating over time of like little pop above VWAP or pop on VWAP, like ELAB and EIQ, for example, on Friday. If those didn't hit, I would have had a green day, right? So, I mean, I know it still wasn't the best trading, but instead of covering there, I should have really been shorting there, is what I need to tell myself, or just have my stop wide enough that it doesn't hit. But no, I know what you mean. This has been ongoing.
Write this into one, and then I'll pin it. Bro, be more tight with it. Don't say 11. Just say 10, 10:30. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Say 10:30, yeah. And add another variable. So if for 1 week you do not short above VWAP, doesn't matter if it fades. Doesn't matter. If you don't short above VWAP for
Yeah.
1 week, Give yourself a positive reinforcement. What is that gonna be?
Positive 10% increase in size. That way, it's small enough that it's not significant, but it's still some sort of reward.
No, but in real life, outside of trading,
Oh,
what,
I'll grab something nice for lunch.
be specific. Don't be
I'll
like your
grab
setups.
I'll grab Egyptian food, my favorite Egyptian spot.
Okay, perfect. Write
For
that down
lunch.
too. Write that down.
Okay.
For 1 week, if you don't short above VWAP, you're gonna get Egyptian food
Past 10:30 p.m. Right?
before 10 p.m. If you, yeah, yes, if you don't short after 10:30 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it says 11 p.m. right now. Adjust,
Yeah. I'm changing it. Yeah.
and then also write down that Egyptian thing. And then one other variable that you should add is I did good because I followed the XYZ rule. I did bad because I broke the XYZ rule. And then if you can, add a solution to that. I'm gonna prevent breaking the XYZ rule by doing this. That's a really good feedback. I like it.
I will prevent breaking this rule. So I will prevent breaking this rule. How? I have a question for you. So you know how sometimes when you're trading something that's kind of volatile, and you might get like a very aggressive, like flush below VWAP, and it might just go like too far below. Is it? I thought, what if I put like because sometimes when it's kind of pushing above, I don't want to have my hand on the mouse or anything like that. What if I put like a stop sell, kind of like near VWAP? That way if it flushes down, I'll get a fill on VWAP type thing.
I don't understand. You're saying if it's above VWAP and it goes below VWAP really fast?
Yeah, like on a stock like EEIQ, for example, you'll see that I got kind of filled on that flush. It's because I put a stop sell on the VWAP level, because I know the stock has like very aggressive like flushes, and
Bro,
I
the
don't want
odds
to chase.
the odds that this goes really
Down and
instantly
home.
below, it's very low.
Yeah.
It will always
Okay.
have micro bounces.
Okay.
If you try to anticipate like you did in here, you will end up like this because you're anticipating.
Okay.
Don't anticipate, in my opinion. You could short this, risking this high, but this is above VWAP, so this doesn't obey your rule.
It's not
I don't
valid.
know. I
So
personally, you're trying to perfect something. I would not use a sell stop below VWAP to be forward.
Okay, so when I'm writing, I will prevent breaking this rule. Is this almost like a commentator type of thing? Because I'm
Yeah.
thinking, what, by being disciplined, or how? What's the actionable way to prevent this? I guess being hands off, or just kind of being hands off. 10:30.
That's so. Let's say that when I had that issue, and I still have a lot of issues. But one of the things I struggled with was trading after 11:30. So what I did is, but you have to have these conversations from yourself. I would just leave and go for a walk. I didn't give a crap what happened with the market from 11:30 to 1. Or another variable is just close it, shut it off. You gotta do. So what we're trying to do is, one sec. Let me. So you have to figure out what that is. I broke
That's a good idea, though.
I
The walk
broke-
thing. I like walk.
my rule XYZ. I need improvement. I need improvement in this category because I broke my XYZ rule, and I'm going to improve this behavior by doing X. Decide what that is every day.
Okay.
Yeah. And let's not do a lot of things. I'll pin both. Or you can copy mine, put it in yours, whatever you want to add.
Okay.
So overall,
I'm
in
gonna
your
print-
overall in your recap, you need to write down I did bad because I broke this rule, and how you're gonna improve. I did good because I did this. I followed this rule, and maybe I'm going to, and I will ensure that I keep doing this as it is by doing X. This might be too much by just saying. But the idea is it takes less energy to do good. Like if you have a good behavior, bad behavior, it takes a lot more energy to try to change your bad behavior. But if you have a good behavior that you're doing, then it's easier to just be like focus on that and do better. Okay. Let me know when you if you've edited it to your liking, and then I'll pin that comment, and that's it.
Yeah, I was just gonna. I just had this written out exactly how you had it written out.
Okay, add it to the one comment. Edit your own comment,
Okay.
and I'm gonna pin it. So next time we have a conversation, we'll go back to your pinned comment and be like, "Have you done that?" And bro, if you're really trying to improve, go back and do that for your other recap days, the past 3 days recap. That should be
Okay.
your assignment for today.
Okay.
And as of tomorrow, you are going to incorporate your wide stop setup, right? Do you want to? I
Yeah.
think you should. Yeah. What is it?
Yeah.
Do you want to share it?
As
think you
of
should take
now,
back.
I was just gonna 1 second. I mean, they have multiple ones. The one I shared with you, you said the equity curve doesn't look too good. That one was only 30% stop. Other than that, I've been researching 100% stops, but that doesn't seem like something that's feasible for, something where I think I have real potential for growth. And I don't think that's something that I should be leaning towards. What do you think? It's pretty much 100% gap, 100% stop. That's essentially what the strategy is. And short on open price, exit end of the day, or sometimes even swing,
Oh, so
so
there's
you
no
can't swing
swinging.
with the property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my opinion on that is I think F everybody else what their opinion is. If the
Yeah.
data says that it works, then go for it. Keep an eye on the data.
Okay.
If it's working, okay.
Mhm.
But the issue with that, if somebody was to be like, what's the issue? There could be a period, as long as you're risking like your daily max is 2 to 4% of your account, that's okay.
Mhm.
But there could be a day where you have three gappers and you have this crazy 100% stop that all those
Mhm.
hits. So what will happen as a human being perspective is you would want to risk like you will risk a 2R because you're like, man, it's such a good P&L curve. I want to risk 2R, 3R someday, or like 4R hypothetically. Your daily max loss is 4R. Your brain will
Mhm.
tell you, oh, my stop never gets hit, blah, 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 blah. And then you want to risk 3R per trade because why 100% stop? So the
Mhm.
issue with that is once in a while you'll have, or a few days where you will have that it would be wrong. And as long as your bank management's in order, then that's okay. So I said, do it. Why
Mhm.
not? Try it. Just keep your risk in order. Don't get greedy. A lot of people when they use those wide stops, they're
Yeah.
sometimes risking 20% of their account in one day. They're risking 20%, 25%, and that's when you can easily go
Yeah.
on a tilt. But try it. Try it. Why not? There's not many. It's a bit rare to have 100% gappers, but yeah,
Mhm.
figure out the
I
percent that
agree.
you
I don't
like.
think I don't think I'll be trading much if that happens, especially in this market, right? Other than that, so if that 100% gapper doesn't show up, theoretically, I wouldn't be trading at all, right? So that's the thing.
Play
And
around with it.
sometimes,
Make it 60%. Make it 70%.
uh-huh.
Make sure the
Okay.
P&L curve is smooth and nice. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Play around with it a little bit.
Anything else on your mind?
Yeah, so I wanted to see, like, so I know I should have a defined setup and stuff like that, right? But let's say when something gaps up a certain percentage and it's just almost at my threshold, but not quite, right? And we get like weakness on VWAP, or we get like a weakness below VWAP. I shouldn't take that trade, even if there's dilution behind it and other factors. Like that's just what I'm thinking, right? The opportunity cost. I think I'm kind of foregoing.
That's a very loaded and a tough question to ask because I
Yeah.
don't know the answer.
Yeah. I know.
Normal logic would be like, well, you could take it, but are you in a good emotional state to do that? And also, are you going fully systematic? Are you going half? I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things to work on.
Yeah.
Very often, Arsenal, when we have a lot of things to do, we're not able to achieve any of it.
Yeah.
So what you should do is focus on one goal. One goal. Have one systematic entry and just everything else you have, write down all the things you want to do. And anytime you see yourself doing number 2, 3, 4, slap your wrist. The only thing you should be focusing on is don't short above 1030. Do not. That's the only thing you should focus on. And if you want to have a
So
wide stop
regardless,
setup, have a wide stop setup. That's it. Don't have four or
okay,
five
so
things you're doing. Don't. That's a very big mistake. And the best thing to do, by the way, is to write a to-do list. All the things that you want to do. All these questions and thoughts that you have. You're like, should I try to figure out if it's below my systematic setup? If it's below, should I try to enter? Should I try to exit? Should I work on this? Should I do this? Should I do this? Write all of them down because this you may have gotten to here, but it's a really weird part when we are mentally in a tough spot for a long period of time and we're about to overcome it. Your brain will gravitate towards self-sabotage, so you will go start doing your other to-do list. Anytime you go to the other, and when you write it down, anytime you see you doing anything else other than number one, slap your wrist. Just do short above 1030, above we will. But that's it. That's
that's it.
completely it. Nothing else.
Okay.
And then buy some really good Egyptian restaurants, whatever that is that is there. And then when I come to Toronto, if I do, then we'll go to the Egyptian place.
Yeah,
before.
it's on me, man.
Inshallah, not beyond me. We'll see. I am taking a
You've been
flight.
you've been you've been working with me so much, man. I can't even thank you enough, brother. I know I don't take this for granted, bro.
You
You're in my
know,
prayers.
yeah, that's all that I ask for. And without sounding cheesy, I am very grateful. A lot of people say trading is we don't like we don't make a difference in somebody's life.
Yeah.
So the fact that you feel comfortable enough and respect me enough to like come to me with these problems, selfishly, I feel good and I smile internally knowing that I have the opportunity, I can make a difference. So I'm benefiting
Mhm.
from it from that aspect as well. So I
I'm
appreciate
happy to
you.
hear that.
Generally. Yeah.
You too, brother.
We're
Thank you
we're
so
very
much.
lucky. Thank you. I appreciate you. Looking forward to meeting you, bro, and looking forward to seeing your recaps. And things will go well. I have faith. All right, brother. Have a wonderful, beautiful day. If you guys made it this far, that means you liked it, you enjoyed it. I hope this was useful, beneficial. Feel free to write in the comments what you want. And also, if you are a trader that has made 7 figures in one point in your career, 7 figures profit, and you want to see if we're a good fit, shoot me a DM and Do Good Capital Twitter handle. If somebody approaches you, just don't get scammed. Have a wonderful, beautiful day. I hope this is useful. Share it with somebody you think that would benefit from it. And thank you very much.